All right, we are back after 10 months of not doing shit on a podcast. We're back. Not quite sure why the live ticker is showing 10 minutes in, but we're not 10 minutes in. Yes, I've been away for a little while. Just let you know, guys, go ahead and know. I'm on antibiotics right now, so I'm taking an easy night. Rum and Coke. Something bit me on my foot a couple weeks ago and kind of sucks because it's just been wreaking hell on my damn ankle and foot and everything. And making me rethink everything I thought in life about bugs because this thing sucks. Like, it's probably some of the worst pain I've had in a long time. Grizz is back, being a shithead and my co-host. That's another thing that changed while I was away. Apparently, these dogs I rescued on the side of the road, one of them got out from my uncle's house, and she had a real good time and had 9 puppies. So now I have 4 dogs. The other 2 are sleeping because they were outside playing. This turkey was kicking their ass. And he is definitely want to be a co-host. What are you doing, bud? All right, you got dirty paws. Get down. He's probably looking for the cooler that I usually use whenever I do podcasts, because I keep a cooler up here with ice and everything for more drinks. But since I'm on antibiotics, I'm not going to drink that much. So he's shit out of luck on the cooler. So I'm pretty sure that's what he's looking for. He likes to go into the cooler and steal ice from me because dogs like ice for some reason. I don't get it. He crunches the shit out of stuff too. Along with my co-host Grizz and my drink, I have notes because I want to go over quite a few things that have gone on while I was away and the reasons why I was away. If this dog don't quit, maybe I'm going to fight. So the last podcast I did was October of 2020. And I was away because I was afraid I'd get COVID over the air, through the interwebs. That's kind of an inside joke because somebody actually wasn't asked about that kind of joke. Anyway, we'll just go ahead and skip by that. Anyway, so I had knee surgery in December. And that took me down for 3 months. And that was my left knee. They you about hit the end broadcast button. They cleaned up the cartilage in my knees because it was shitty looking in there, spider webbed and all. I don't have much cartilage though. They cut away part of my meniscus, and they did this thing called a lateral release of my ligaments to straighten my knee. My kneecap was a little off, so they cut my ligaments on the outside of my knee. So when after PT and everything, I would have them straighten back up, so my knee would go back into the socket and be right. So I did that. I was out of work for 3 months. Came back to work for like 3 months and decided to get my right knee done too because it was a pain in the ass also. So they did the exact same thing to the right knee. Right knee was way worse of a recovery than the first one because the first one I took I think I took like 3 pain pills just to sleep at night, a couple nights, whatever. And I think Thor's back here with Grizz now, so he doesn't really care about TV anymore. And the second one, I was popping like 2-3 pills a day, like 2 or 3 hydros a day, just to get me through the first 3 weeks of this crap. Because it was constant pain all the time. Like anytime I get up to do something, as soon as I sat down, I'd start hurting. And like I don't know how people do pain pills, because that shit kept me asleep all damn day. Well, most days, except I get them do shit and hurt myself. And I get mad about everything. Like people call me, I just get mad about people calling me. I know people are checking in on me and everything, but like just hearing my phone ring just make me mad. So as soon as I could get off those damn pain pills, done. No more. Didn't take any more. And by the way, camera's too high, so I did this once I said done. Anyway, and you're missing all my hand gestures whenever you're on audio only too. So pain pills 3 weeks. Got rid of them. I don't like the feeling. Like it's just shitty feeling. You get mad about nothing, and all you want to do is sleep apparently. So I'm glad that shit's over with. But now I'm going to be back. So before I get too far, let me do the whole typical. I'm marking down my notes here in case you guys are watching me and see me look at the side. I'm actually trying to be like kind of professional here a little bit. I guess that's weird, right? So before I get too much further, I just got to do the typical streamer thing. If you like what you listen to, if you want to hear more, just give me a follow. If you're watching this on YouTube, give me a follow, like the video, share it to somebody. If you're listening to a podcast, you can subscribe. You can subscribe on YouTube too. You can like my Facebook page. It's right now it's Frontline Beat Podcast. I'm on Instagram and YouTube. I'm probably going to change the name because I don't really like the name anymore. But yeah, just if you like what you hear, you want to hear more, like, share, subscribe. If you want to send me money, that's cool too. I don't give a shit. I know you guys aren't going to send me money, but if you do, I'm welcome. I'll welcome you to send me money. I mean, I'd rather you send me money to me make a jersey or something for you. Because I do that still. I do the custom jersey still. But like I say, I'm not going to shy away from money if you want to send it to me. I was just smiling because it's a joke. Anyway, so along with these new doggos I got, came back to work the second time, and I'm now sitting in an office job. So same company, way better job. It's way easier on my knees. So that's awesome. I'm gonna have a free time to think about what kind of shows are next. I can work on getting the show set up and everything. So that's a good thing too. But let's talk about what went on while I was gone, not in the paintball world, just in the world itself. COVID, man, that shit that's what kept me from getting my knee surgery for so long. I was supposed to get it. Well, I was diagnosed with the tears and everything back in the March of 2020. I couldn't get surgery till December because everything was COVID restricted. And apparently COVID came, stayed, went away, and now it's back. And I think 2 years of sitting around hiding from fucking COVID is a little bit too much. It wasn't as bad as everybody thought it would be when it first started. I thought it would be awful because that's what everybody's saying. But now it's just, I had COVID back in March 2020, right when I got diagnosed with the knee problems. I didn't really have any symptoms besides the fact of like every night I went to bed feeling like I was going to die. It sucked. I would just start feeling like shit, and I go to bed and I'm like, oh, well, I don't know if I'll wake up in the morning. And my body just felt like it was giving out. Like I felt like something was really bad wrong with me, and I was just done for. 2 weeks later, I'm feeling great again. Like I think I talked to the doctor and like it lowered my core body temperature. Everybody's like it was like 98 or something, 98.6 around there. I'm clocking in like 95, 96 degrees now, and like I think it may have messed up my cardio a little bit because like I was just getting fat sitting around for surgery did, but I do get winded a little easier now. But other than that, for me it wasn't awful. Like it sucked for a while, but wasn't. I know it's awful on some people. I know some people get it and nothing happens, but like I say, now we got the Delta variant, and hopefully we don't get locked down again because it's too much. Like it's just. That's all I want to say about that. It sound like Forrest Gump there. What else is going on while I've been away? Well, I have a hard time reading my own writing apparently. Well, we got a new president who, yeah, I really never saw that coming. Like I knew people that wanted Trump out, but I didn't see after the comments that Biden made that were borderline racist and all the incoherent bullshit he was saying. I never thought that he would win. Like, I know I thought everybody wanted Trump out, but I also thought nobody wanted Biden in. So I didn't know who would win that one. And it just surprised the shit out of me. Like, and this is stuff he's even more incoherent than I am. That's saying a lot. There was insurrection in the White House with the election day. And what I want to say about that is, I don't agree with violence for no reason. I do believe in standing up for what you believe in. And our country was built on the principle that if you believe your government is tyrannical, whatever you want to say it, you need to stand up. And they may have done it the wrong way. And I don't agree with people getting hurt or killed, but at least they stood up for something. Like Black Lives Matter. I don't agree with the violence. I don't agree with the looting and everything, but they're standing up for something they believe in, which is what America is. If you feel like you're in a certain demographic and that demographic is not being heard and not being represented by your government, what are you supposed to do? Sit down and take it? You think there's a problem going on that concerns you and your community, you're supposed to just, okay, cool. No. You stand up. You tell them this is bullshit. Because obviously voting doesn't do shit for anybody. Because as soon as you vote Biden in, he's doing the same shit that fucking Trump did. Where's this student loan debt cancellation they were talking about? Where's the stopping the kids in cages at the border? It's still happening. So voting doesn't do shit. So stand up, let them know, hey, there's thousands of you, but there's millions of us. That's the only way to fix things. And like I say, I don't agree with violence, but I agree with standing up. And maybe one day we do enough standing, then we'll be able to take their seats and affect a real change. Get these 70, 80-year-old people out there that are just in it for themselves and the corporations that bought them, and we can actually live a decent life then. Millionaires sitting in fucking Washington making decisions for us based on who bought them out is bullshit. And if you see a problem, let's stand up. Now, that also brings you to the whole free speech thing. And that's also a big part of why I do the podcast too, because I believe in free speech. I believe that you should be able to say what you want to say. And a government agency should not be able to come in and tell you, hey, you said something bad about us, we're shutting you down. Because that's not the way America is supposed to work. Other countries, they do that shit. You talk bad about the government, they not only take you off the air, a lot of them fucking kill you. Put you in prison camps, work your ass to death. We're free. We have that freedom. I can go out and tell my neighbor right now that I think trees are bullshit. Or birds are fake. Fucking birds are drones that the government controls. And that's my right. My neighbor also has the right to tell me I'm an asshole and I'm stupid. That's his right. And going on that one, I stuttered a little bit. I have the right to say, hey, you think I'm an asshole? Well, you're an asshole. That's freedom of speech. Being able to stand up and say, hey, you guys suck at doing this government bullshit. You're fucking my community up. This is the way as I think that you guys are messing up. This is the ways I think that you can fix it. And that's freedom of speech. That's the government can't shut you down for that because you're expressing your rights. But everybody always draws the lines. Oh, well, freedom of speech doesn't exist anymore because Facebook, they censor stuff. Okay. Facebook censors stuff. Instagram censors stuff. YouTube censors stuff. Everybody censors stuff because it's their platform. You can't go into your job and tell everybody that works there that your boss, your owner, is a douchebag and not expect to have repercussions. Freedom of speech, you can say it if you want to, and you're not going to go to jail. You're not going to get murdered. You're not going to get the government coming in your ass and telling you, hey, there's a $50 million fine because you said your boss is an asshole. You might get fired. Because freedom of speech says you can say what you want to, but it doesn't say you don't get repercussions. Just like this girl that was playing for paintball team USA Paintball. Her opinion was when she saw this kid that was in the hospital for COVID, she said something like, he doesn't need a treatment, he needs a treadmill. Which, in all reality, a lot of signs showing that COVID does attack obese people more. So she's technically kind of right, but it's bad fucking. She had bad tact on that one. She has the right to say what she wants to. She has the right to say, fucking whatever she wants to. But people also have the right to get mad about it. And when you put it on a platform, say if you said that shit to your friends that are sitting in your living room. You got 5 friends in your living room. You're watching TV. You see a kid on TV. It's some fat kid in the hospital who's in trouble with COVID, and you mention, oh man, that kid needs to lose weight. Well, they're your friends, so they may laugh. One of them may call you an asshole. That's their right. But when you put that shit out on the internet, which potentially 7 billion people could see if everybody had the internet, which not everybody does, but you know what I'm saying, millions of people could see this shit. You have to understand that there may be repercussions. Now, trying to get somebody fired from a job, I think is bullshit. Unless their job is in the government. Because I think when you're in the government, say if you're a governor, you're a senator, whatever, your title is senator, governor, president, whatever. So you're representing the United States government. So if you come out and say some ignorant shit, then I believe that freedom of speech, you're allowed to say it, but the repercussions are you're representing the government of the United States and you need to be dealt with. If you're working for Home Depot and you happen to say some dumb shit on the radio, unless you specifically say, hey, Home Depot told me to come out and say this shit, it shouldn't involve their job. Because they're even though they're working at Home Depot, they're not representing Home Depot. Or whatever else. Home Depot, shout out. Give me sponsorship. So when it comes to her, I didn't agree with people threatening her job. Because that's just fucking bullshit. But she is also a representative of USA Paintball. And I know that doesn't really mean shit. It's just best, I'm doing air quotations, best paintball players in USA. You're still representing USA Paintball, which has an image of representing the United States. It's not an Olympic sport or anything, but you still go across other countries and you play representing the United States. And when you have that in your bio and you rep the USA Paintball team, I kind of agree with people going after that. Because whenever you represent something saying USA, you're representing the people that USA symbol represents, and that USA symbol represents the 330 plus million people that live here. So so it's basically saying, USA is a bunch of dickheads. And I think that going after that was probably the right thing to do. And since they removed her, that's probably the right thing to do also. Because, like I say, if I was part of a team, and everybody knew I was part of a team, and it was well known or whatever, and I was saying a bunch of dumb shit, I know it's happened before when I was on other teams. I expect them to go to that team and say, hey, this guy's an asshole, and I know it's happened before. That's all I want to say about that subject. I know I say a lot of controversial shit, and I may get canceled one day. I'm not famous enough to get canceled. Who the fuck cares about what I do? For the most part, I stand by what I say. So if you don't like it, change my mind. If I say some dumb shit and you have a valid point that changes my mind, then I will change my damn mind. But I'm still gonna stand by what I say every time. I'm saying again, so we got aliens apparently. That's a big thing that came out. recently, last year or so, the government's come out and said, hey, aliens are fucking real. Here's all these videos of aliens. We don't know what the hell they are, but they're real videos. Like real encounters with something that flew in the sky that we have no idea what it is. It's real. We don't know where it's at. Time travelers, aliens. Hell, it could be other countries that are more technologically advanced than we are. I mean, we had a lot of shit hidden. Like the B-2 bomber brought out Desert Storm, but it was created in the 60s. So, like, 30 years, it was kept a secret. And that's an advanced technology shit. So, I would like to explore that on a future podcast if anybody wants to, like, listen to that shit. What else has happened? The drawdown of the U.S. military involvement in Afghanistan. Which, when you say that, it sounds like a great idea. Get our troops out of there. Too many people dying. Too many people getting hurt. Too many people coming home with mental issues. There's too many military suicides every damn day. I don't agree with the way we did it. I'm not a military tactician or anything, but to fight in this country for 20 years and to give these people a sense of freedom that they never had before, and then just to walk away, and now they're just, they were desperately clinging to the C-17s. They found dead bodies in the wheel wells. These people were so desperate to get out because they knew their way. They knew what Taliban rule was before we came in, and they know what's going to happen now. The Afghani national soccer team, the captain or whatever, was telling all the girls, the women, to burn their jerseys, take everything off of what they have that said they played for the national team, to get rid of it. To get rid of all your pictures of what you did, because the Taliban's going to come in and they're going to enforce their laws. And one of their laws is like the women aren't allowed to do that shit. And people are going to get killed and tortured. Or worse. And on top of that, we left them all our damn weapons. Weapons, vehicles. I get the fact that you were trying to stand up to the military over there, but you knew they weren't going to stand on their own. And I know it was expensive to bring it all back, but you could have destroyed some of it, all of it, whatever. Left it there. And now it's in Taliban control, which is going to help them do their atrocities even more effectively now. Like I said, I'm glad the troops are coming home. But I just think it's shitty the way we did it. What else went on? The paintball-wise, Proflex market went stupid. Like, stuff you could buy for $50 all of a sudden was like $600 now. And I got a few of those, and I'm pretty happy about that. I went on a little spinning spree with the Proflexes while I was down for surgery and made some money. So I'm pretty happy about that. So if you need some Proflexes or parts, hit me up. Saying again, and I know I've always said I want to do movie reviews on this thing. I'm gonna try to keep this video kind of short, so I'm gonna review a few movies that I watched while I was away. And basically movies and TV shows. Basically, all the ones I wrote down are like Marvel and DC movies. So we're gonna go with that. All right, we're gonna start with the bad first, because who wants to start on a high note and end with a low? And when I say bad, I mean DC movies. They're all pretty much shit. Wonder Woman 1984 was utter garbage. Like, the only good part of Wonder Woman 1984 was Cheetah. And they rushed that character so much. Like, the movie sucked. It was a boring piece of shit movie, but the Cheetah was a good fucking character. And she had kicked the shit out of Wonder Woman, but then she got a second wish somehow, and she wanted to be more powerful, so they turned her into Cheetah. And then when she was more powerful, Wonder Woman whooped her ass. And then the thing with the whole Steve Trevor thing, he was a World War II pilot who came to the future jumped into the cockpit of a 80s model jet that was in a museum, apparently fully fucking fueled up. And instead of being a biplane a propeller plane like he flew in World War II, it's a jet plane, fully fueled up. He knew how to turn that bitch on, crank that bitch up, take off, and fly that motherfucker. 100% unbelievable, non-believable. And she learned how to fly by like listening to how airplanes. I don't know, with a lasso. Fuck that movie. Then you got the new Suicide Squad came out, which you replaced Deadshot with Bloodsport, copied a fucking Deadpool gag where all the fucking people come in and get killed immediately. Made the movie the exact same thing as the first one, instead of Jillian Chance being out there, the Enchantress. Instead of her being the bad guy who enslaved people with her magic powers and was trying to take over the world, it was a giant starfish instead that did the exact same thing. Overall, I know people say they like the movie, but I like the first one better. This one, I just thumbs down. And then we can bring ourselves to the other DC movie I watched, the Justice League Zack Snyder edition, or edition one. I don't know what you call it. Zack Snyder cut. When I watched Justice League the first time, it was a giant snooze fest. I tortured myself and watched it twice just because I was like, maybe I missed something. The Zack Snyder cut was more. I told people I hated Justice League. Hands down, one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Zack Snyder cut though, I think it was amazing. It was the same damn movie, but it went more in depth. Like it gave you Cyborg's story better. It made Flash seem like a real superhero instead of a little bitch boy. And Steppenwolf had an actual real character arc. Like you understood what he was about. You could feel for him. He had emotions. Overall, that movie was it has similar parts to it. Storyline took different turns. Characters took different turns. Way better movie. So it's pretty much the only DC movie I've seen lately, besides the first Suicide Squad that I actually liked. And then you come over to the Marvel movies. I'm also saying nothing but good things about it. So, actually, Black Widow, people didn't like that movie for some reason. I think it's more like it's not. We've gotten used to, the supernatural alien stuff that was in movies. And it brought it back down to like the regular person, kind of like the Captain America movies were. It was more slow. You're fighting people, not aliens. It gave her backstory, and it kind of gave you like closure for the character. It introduced some new characters, like Red Guardian. And he actually has a pretty good character, I think, And at the end of it, it gave a real future where the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or at least the TV shows, are going to head to. So overall, I give that a thumbs up. It was not as good as some of the Marvel movies, but it served its purpose and it was good for what it was. And then we get to come over here to talk about all the Marvel TV shows that are on Disney, and they're knocking it out of the damn park. Like, WandaVision came out. I had high expectations for that one, but like, if you look at it in retrospect, if you look at the whole total movie, if you look from episode 1 to I forgot how many episodes are, to the ending, it made sense. It was a good movie. It was just hard to get through the first few episodes because they kept playing the same shit. The old TV episode shit. It went a little too far. It lasted too long. So I know people that were watching it and they just got tired of it and quit watching. And I honestly was right at the door. But I was like, let me give it one more episode. And it got a little better. One more episode. And then by the time the finale came around, I was like, let me watch the finale because it might be all right. The finale tied everything together. Excellent, excellent series. And then they followed it up with what I thought. I thought the Falcon was a weak character. He's one of the weaker characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I like the Winter Soldier, Bucky, and I like him. He's got a good story and a good character and everything. But I feel like it might be kind of weak. That took it exceeded my expectations. That TV show, it made them both, instead of like background or sidekick characters anymore, it gave them actual real character development. You got to see who they were. Not only did you get to go through the whole TV show, but you got to actually get character development, and that's amazing. And it didn't just give Sam the title of Captain America; he earned the damn thing. And at the end of that series, I was like, I'm excited to see what goes on in the future for Captain America. Sam is a great choice to fill that role. He doesn't have the superhero stuff, the superhero serum, but he's got the heart. And with Bucky beside him, he's pretty much going to be unstoppable. He's going to be great. So you get this high, and it's like, oh man, what's next for Marvel? Loki comes out. And Loki just turned a bad guy into somebody everybody loves. Knocked it out of the park also. I keep saying knocked it out of the park. From episode 1 to the last episode was nothing but amazing every time. Like I was watching the reviews of them, the breakdowns of the shows. I was like, there's so much in this show that I probably missed. And it just set up the next 10 years of the Marvel movies. So I can't say enough good things about Loki. And then you come over to the What If series, which is a cartoon, and it's had 2 episodes so far. The first episode was just, I don't know if they can make an episode to match that one. The second one was great. It had some great plot twists, had some great turns. The What If moments were just ridiculous. But that first episode, just you're hooked. From like 2 minutes in, you're hooked. I can't wait to see where that goes. It's WandaVision and Loki has set up alternate timelines, and with alternate timelines, you get the What If series, and it's shit's going down in different timelines right now. That's what the What If is. So your version that you watch in the MCU, there's a different version, different timelines. So it's I can't wait till next Wednesday, episode 3. So that's it for movie reviews right now. Hopefully, like I said, I want to do a few episodes where I just review movies and actually go in depth. So this is just like I'm trying to knock this out, condense it. So let's talk paintball, I guess. Something that I haven't really been doing too much. So, 2 knee surgeries in 9 months. I kind of came back a little early, probably a couple times. So let's start with the first one that went on without me being on the podcast. So we had Folda Aftermath. As we know, Folda Gap is usually 11 to 1,500 players every year. It's a constant thing that comes in North Carolina, and people just go every year for. This last one was 500 players because of COVID. It was all right. It was nothing special. If that was a game that was every year, I might go. I think that NATO was given a short straw on this one, and that this was a nice going away present for the Warsaw General, for the guys that used to run the field, because they took away OP Alpha. And OP Alpha is a very integral part of helping NATO take over Rex. And once NATO takes over Rex, in Alpha, it can take over pretty much the whole map. And without OP Alpha being there, they had to go around it, which made it extremely hard for them and extremely easy for us. I say us, even though I only played a little bit because recovering from knee surgery, I had a little first strike gun out there and everything, being on douchebag. The crowd was nice. I like the people that show up every year. It was a nice setup, but I think taking OP Alpha out of the game really just fucked NATO for lack of terms there. And hopefully this year, as of right now, we're on track for, I think this is the 15th anniversary, and it's going to be full capacity again. So camping, everything should be fine again, unless something happens. So it's something to look forward to. Every year, where else do you go to shoot 15? You don't shoot 1,500 people. Where else do you go at a paintball game where you have 1,500 people playing out there and camping and having fun? And just the camps are great. Camp life is the greatest thing about Fulda. Camping out, spending the night over there, waking up next morning, freezing your ass off, getting out and playing. That's what Fulda Gap's about, and that's hopefully what it's going to be this year. So the next game I played was Bones and Ashes down at Black Ops. I can't say enough good things about Black Ops. I think it's the best field we got in North Carolina. I think having CPX come down and run games there is amazing because the CPX games are thought out. They're good games to play. Now, Bones and Ashes is about 1,000 people, and that was a fun-ass game to play. Like, it's constant firefights. The game's set up right. Parking sucked because we got Airbnb because I couldn't camp because of bad knee. Parking sucked a little bit, but you can get around it. It's just expected for 1,000 people. The game was great, except the fucking air sucked so damn bad. It hindered the game. It drew your morale down. It kind of made you want to quit. By the end of the day one, 800 PSI feels. And with a field that big, 800 PSI isn't getting to shit against 500 other people. The next day, Flip Wilson went back to Paintball Central in Greensboro, brought back an air compressor. The owner brought some stuff in. The fields are better. They weren't 3,500, 4,500. They were low, 1,500 tops, I think. So it kind of stuck the game down. Next year, since they had Living Legends there, Living Legends wasn't as many people, but the fields are great. You were getting $4,000, 3,500, whatever, 4,500 sometimes, all day. It wasn't as good a game because there wasn't a lot of people there, but the air that got fixed brings real good potential for Bones and Ashes next year. So next year, probably the best game in the state, on the best field in the state, and we're actually going to have air. I can't wait. The only thing I don't like about it is ever since I started playing paintball, which wasn't that long ago, I'd hear, you have to go to Living Legends. The game's great. The party's amazing. Party. That's all everybody ever talked about. And then CPX expanded, and they have all these different games everywhere, and you're like, man, the party's great. And there's always somebody says something at the party every time. The last 2 times I've gone to the party area for a CPX game has been in a little house, a little warehouse where they sell all the paint and everything. It's been like 6 people, and they're just hanging out, doing nothing. Bring the party back. We're gonna have people. We're gonna have air. Let's get the party going again. Let's have fucking fun. Like, I get the parties are in the camps. We have fun in the parties in the camps. But if you have that actual party going on up at the field house, more people that don't hang out with each other get to meet each other, and the party gets even better. Dread Legends, I can't really say much. We went to the beach for that one. Great beach trip overall. Had some issues with some people that we went with, but overall, it was it's a great field. It's small as hell. CPX puts on a good show again. We didn't really play much because we were there. It was hot as hell. If you're going to be hot, you might as well be on the beach. But next year, it's not going to be in the hot part of summer. So looking forward to that one too. And hopefully I actually play more of that one so I can actually give more a review for it. Next up is going to be Endless Legends, which I might go to. It's in Maryland. I'm not sure yet. I know I'll be going to Folda Gap more than likely because I haven't missed a Folda Gap yet. If I don't go to Folda Gap, I'll probably go to World Cup just to hang out. Don't really have much to do. But I could go there and just hang out. And for some reason, my TV's doing weird stuff. I have no idea what's going on. I said again. Folda Gap's going to happen in November. Endless Legends October. So I may go to both, may go to one, who knows. They got the 10-man Paintball Syndrome in Greensboro, which is December, which I would like to go to. I don't have a team yet, though. So if I do get a team, I'll probably go. I got my new gun to play with and everything. And apparently we're going to the ICPL in Florida in January. So Florida trip in January. Who's looking forward to that? So there's some stuff coming up, but the big one's gonna be Folda. Whether or not I go, it's still gonna be the big event. I guess since we're talking about paintball, the last thing I really want to talk about, as most of you guys know, I run my own paintball apparel and gear company, WM Customs Paintball. And a lot of you guys around North Carolina get your jerseys from me. I do jerseys, pants, pod packs, soft goods, pretty much anything you need, I can make it for you. I'm really excited right now, though. I'm doing headbands, 8-ounce denim. So it's good shit. And I got some good stuff coming up soon. Like I got some regular designs that I do that I'm gonna sell, bring with me in games, and sell them. Hopefully, sell them online too. I've also got the team editions I'm doing for people. Like Carnage is gonna be one of them. It's pretty fucking sweet design. I can't wait to see them wearing it. If a normal person wants to get one, grab one. Then we're doing, some special stuff. The 10-man Greensboro. I'm gonna do something real special for that because I'm trying to get something set up to work with the guys that run the field, and we can do some kind of fundraiser for a one-off headband I'm gonna make. I'm gonna do headbands for Folda Gap. I'm gonna do one Warsaw, one NATO. And I got some real special stuff coming out. Player editions. I know some of you guys have seen the Pastor, which is James Butt's version. The player editions are going to be a little more pricey. They're not bad. They're not stupid price though. But they're going to come out in whatever the player that I choose that I want to showcase. I've got a few of them already, and I think that you guys are going to love this shit. But I found the guys send me their signature, and I'm having that embedded into the headband on one side, and their player number on the other. And then they have a special tag on the front saying, whose edition it is. So I think it's really going to be nice. It's their colors, my design, and it's going to be something special. And I'm trying to get them all ready to go by December for the 10-man in Greensboro, because I know that some of these guys, they've done some special things in paintball, and if they're going to be there at the game at the 10-man, and if you want to get signatures on them, then you're going to have the perfect thing to get their signature with. Let them sign on the other side or underneath their digital signature. It'll be something cool for everybody. But it's going to be guys I choose that I want to give some recognition to. I've got three of the guys two of the guys are going to be getting. They're going to be at the 10-man in the actual 10-man tournament. I got another one. He's a. You probably already know if I'm talking about something. Say he's pretty much the heart and soul of Paintball Central. And I got another one who's who's pretty much the biggest thing around here in scenario paintball, North Carolina. And then I got one more who is going to be. He's a paintball producer, so that's about all I can say about that one. But they're going to have special editions for the players. And like I say, it's going to have their signature on it. It's going to be their colors. They may have little special touches to them too, but it's mostly going to be all the same design behind it, but just different colors. But a couple of them are going to have different designs on them. Like I say, the team editions are the same way. And I'm going to have some other stuff out there. Just throw it there. I think 8-ounce denim is what everybody wants. And it's going to be some cool shit to come out soon. Hopefully, I can start previewing stuff in the next couple weeks. But that's pretty much all I want to cover for this video. It was just a general topic of everything that went on while I was gone. The next video, it'll be more of a centralized subject, so people with like ADHD don't get all freaked out by me jumping around everywhere. Because I know like this video was kind of sporadic, jumping around different places and all. And I didn't really rehearse anything, so I wrote down some notes and then was like, let me freehand this one. I appreciate you sticking in there with me. Like I say, if you like what I do here, give me a like, give me a share, give me a follow, subscribe, mention me in a comment somewhere, do something. I got some cool shit coming up. I got some cool shit coming out with the headbands and all. I'm gonna try to do some contests. So just help me out. Like, I'm not asking for anything besides you to push take your little finger, which if you're just in the audio, I just point my finger at the screen. Click on the like button. Click on the share. Click on the subscribe button. YouTube is where the videos go. I post live videos to Facebook. Anywhere you listen to a podcast is where you can listen to my podcast audio. I got an Instagram page Instagram and Facebook page for Frontline Beef Podcast, which that's gonna be a contest coming up soon. I'm gonna need some people to help me rename the podcast. And if yours is chosen, then I'll probably give you some kind of free headband or something. One of the news I'm getting. I'm not quite sure yet. But I mean, that's a good payment for just coming up with a name. WM Customs, right now it's WM Paintball on Instagram and Facebook. Give me a like, give me a follow, give me a share, whatever. Post some shit there, whatever. If you want to be on the show and you have something to say, send me a message. Either my personal account, Ben Painter. Go to the show, Frontline Beef Podcast. Send me a message. If you know somebody that you would like to hear from on the show, send me a message. If you got a topic you want me to cover, I consider myself a jackass of all trades. So I can hang in there with a lot of conversations about just about anything. I may not be an expert in a lot of shit, but I know enough to be dangerous in a lot of topics. So if you have a topic you want me to cover, hit me up. I'm open to do shows once, twice a week, whatever is needed. If you got a game coming up and you're the general, you're a producer, you're a field owner, you want to play it, you want to get my opinion on some shit like the past games or whatever, I'd feel free to come on here and tell you what's up. You can either like say, hey, I want to come on the show and talk to you about it, or hey, can you do a show by yourself and talk about it? I'll do it. So game reviews, game previews, my feelings on a game series or whatever. Let me know. If you want to talk about aliens, fucking hit me up. Give me some subjects to research, and I'll fucking do a show about it. Bigfoot, whatever. You want to talk politics? I don't really want to talk politics. You talk about ghosts? That's cool, man, but we'll talk about anything. Fuck it. Just if I don't know the subject, give me a little time, and I will come out and I'll do research and I'll do a show on it. If you want to come on the show and talk about it, we'll talk about it then. You can teach me. I'm open to do shows, man. Like with somebody on here, without somebody on here, whatever. Just hit me up if you want. If you know somebody that should be on the show, or if you should be on the show, or whatever topic you want to talk about or want me to talk about. I say hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Frontline Beef Podcast, WM Paintball for gear and headbands and everything. I appreciate you guys listening to the show, and hopefully I'll see you next time.